Hello everyone, this is Angela with Siblings A&J Gardening. I thought I'd bring you along. I'm getting ready to fix supper and I'm going to make a meatloaf. I have about 2 pounds of ground chuck. I've cut up onion and celery, 2 stalks of celery. Sometimes I'll saute my onions and my celery before I put them in the, I think I want to cut up some more onion before I put them in the meatloaf. But today I just decided to go ahead and just chop, and just put them in the meatloaf. I'm going to season it with garlic, pepper, and I'm going to put cracker crumbs in there. It's a really quick, easy meatloaf. I'm probably going to use about half a package of crackers. This is going to have a tomato-based topping. When I was a kid, my mother would make it sometimes with gravy, and then sometimes she would use the ketchup topping, but I'm just going to crush these crackers. Once again, I have roughly 2 pounds of ground chuck. I cut up 2 celery stalks, 1 large onion. I'm just going to crunch up these crackers. I season with pepper, black pepper, garlic, and salt. And I really don't measure when I cook. Typically, if I like a lot of hot pepper or red pepper or black pepper, whatever, that's what I add to it. I'm going to add 1 egg. Get this out of the way. And I have a 6 ounce of tomato paste. Go ahead and use that. Get all of that out of there so you all can see this. And I'm going to use a little bit of the barbecue dip that we make. And growing up, like I said, my mother would always make it either way. She didn't really differentiate. Sometimes we had it with brown gravy and sometimes we had it with the ketchup. Now, my hands are clean, everybody. Everybody that knows me knows I wouldn't cook or get in the kitchen without clean hands. But I'm going to get my hands in this to mix it up. Probably needed a bigger bowl. And once I get it molded and into the casserole dish, I have the oven preheated at 350. And I will cover it initially when I start cooking it. And I will cook it. It's going to be a little thinner than a typical meatloaf because I'm not putting it in a loaf pan. So it'll probably cook in about 45 minutes. But I'm going to let it cook for 30 minutes with the foil on it, and then I'm going to take the foil off, and then I will baste it with the barbecue dip, and I'm going to use a little more of the tomato paste, and I will just keep basting it with the foil off. Okay, that looks like it's mixed pretty well. I'm going to mold this and get this in the casserole dish. And I'm probably going to cut up some potatoes. I don't know whether we're going to have mashed potatoes or not. And I'll probably stir fry some more greens. And I went downstairs, got a jar of applesauce. So that's what we're going to have for supper today. When everything is done and finished, I'll take you and let you see what it looks like. Okay, everyone, I took my meatloaf out of the oven. I just took the potatoes off the stove. I decided to smash those. I'm just gonna take a potato smasher. Got a little butter in here, and I kind of like them chunky. Here. And salt and pepper to taste. I put a little milk in here as well. I used to like my potatoes really smooth. Now I kind of like them chunky. Add a little milk. And I sauteed my greens. They're finished. Only thing is missing is some bread, and I didn't make cornbread, and I don't have any rolls, so I guess I'm just gonna have to do without. Put a little more salt in here. I don't have any white pepper. I don't really like putting black pepper in mashed potatoes. I like white pepper, but I checked and I'm all out. Get a spoon to taste this. Needs a little more butter. Maybe a hint of salt. More salt. And sometimes I use garlic powder in my potatoes too. But I think this is pretty well done. Got mashed potatoes or smashed potatoes. The stir-fried greens. And my meatloaf. Let's see if I can get it out of there without coming apart. Put a little applesauce on it. I went downstairs to get a jar, but I still had a little left in the refrigerator. Everything smells good, tastes good. Once again, this is Angela with Siblings A and J Gardening. Thank you so much for tuning in. For those of you that have subscribed, liked, and shared, we really appreciate it. This is exactly the third week of starting this channel. And for those of you that are wondering, well, why does she call it siblings? We rarely see her brother. Well, my brother's work schedule's been really busy, but within the next few weeks, you're going to be seeing more of him. But once again, thank you for subscribing, liking, and sharing. Siblings A and J. Be blessed.